Not so. Not so fast. Inspired out of Luke 23. All those who knew him stood at a distance watching these things. I wanted somehow to make it not so, lamented the man, eulogizing a friend who died young. His words gave poignancy to humanity's ageless heart cry. Death stuns and scars us all. We ache to undo what can't be undone. The longing to make it not so might well describe how Jesus' followers felt after his death. The Gospels say little about those awful hours, but they do record the reactions of a few faithful friends. Joseph, a religious leader who secretly believed in Jesus, suddenly found the courage to ask Pilate for Jesus' body. Ponder for a moment what it would take to remove a body from a grisly crucifixion and tenderly prepare it for burial. Consider, too, the devotion and bravery of the women who stayed with Jesus every step of the way, even to the tomb. These followers weren't anticipating a resurrection. They were coming to terms with grief. That's amazing, too, how many of these people that were close to him still didn't understand what was going on, which is why he said what he said in John 14, 15, 16, the Last Supper and all that stuff. They still weren't getting it. Even when he comes back, they're kind of, and it wasn't until he leaves and the Holy Spirit's poured out upon him. And then they get the picture. These followers weren't anticipating a resurrection. They were coming to terms with grief. The chapter ends without hope, merely a somber. Then they went home and prepared spices and perfumes to embalm Jesus' body, but they rested on the Sabbath in obedience to the commandment. Little did they know the Sabbath intermission was setting the stage for history's most dramatic scene. Jesus was about to do the unimaginable. He would make death itself not so. Where do you turn for comfort when the worst happens? How do you live as though the resurrection is real? How do you live as though the resurrection is real? You'd be following the teachings of Jesus and applying them to your life. Today, Father, I pause to remember how it must have been that day between your Son's crucifixion and his resurrection. I am so grateful that he reversed sin's curse for me. I'll leave that alone. I was going to add something there, but I'm not. Not so. Love you. God bless.